You just have to laugh. You have to laugh to keep. At least I have to laugh from keeping on driving to one Arrowhead Drive and just kicking some people in the nuts. Mainly Andy Reid and mainly Bob Sutton, who should be fired. Bob Sutton should clean out his stuff. He should be cleaning out his office right now. That guy has been awful in the playoffs. Pretty much every year. Every year we lose because he can't stop somebody. Every year. Bob Sutton, go! You're gone, you idiots! Adjust, you old man. And speaking of old man, how about those officials in that game today? Huh? Was it Jeff Triplett? He's like 80 years old. It's just, how in the world do the NFL think that they could trot that crap out there? And they continually, and this is what happens to the Chiefs in the playoffs every year. Most every year, the Chiefs will never get calls that go their way. And it happened like 4 times this game. There was one play where Derek Johnson just obliterated Marcus Mariota. Obliterated him. He clearly fumbled it, but for whatever stupid reason, Jeff Triplett called it forward progress, and it wasn't a fumble. So Tennessee got a field goal out of that, and it ended up being the difference in the game. Screw that call. That's just bogus. That's a bogus call. And you know what? The NFL should at least hold the NFL officiating crews accountable, which I don't think they do. You're embarrassing. They're making the game unwatchable. Jeff Triplett, you're out. You're fired. And the fact that I know his name is ridiculous. You should never, the referee should never make the game about themselves, but they did. And also, the Chiefs should have got a 2-point conversion, but they didn't. They didn't. You know why? It's because they called the forward progress. And Therese Praler is naming this the Chiefs beat writer is naming this the forward progress game, which is true. It could also be the Bob Sutton sucks game. It could be the Andy Reid no Kareem Hunt in the second half game. There was all these reasons why the Chiefs lost. It wasn't just one single reason. If I'm going to name it down, the biggest reason why the Chiefs lost this game, they blew a 21-3 lead. In the second half of the football game, they lost because of Bob Sutton's inability as a defensive coordinator to adjust to stop teams. I think the Titans were like, 7 for 7 on third downs in the second half? That's unacceptable. He needs to be out. All right, Clark Hunt, step in and get rid of some guys. If Andy's not going to do it, you need to step in and get rid of this guy. Yeah, if Bob Sutton, if I was as bad at my job as Bob Sutton was at his, I would have been fired a long time ago. The fact is I was, and I was. So there you go. That's how life works. You don't perform, you get fired, man. And Andy Reid is on my list too. That guy can't call a game to save his life. What was that crap at the second half? Did he take over play calling? Who was doing that stupid play calling in the second half? Well, either Nagy or Reid. Matt Nagy or Andy Reid. One of those people needs to be held accountable. Y'all screwed up there, man. And it's difficult to point exactly what happened there. Kareem Hunt had 5 carries in the second half. That is so unacceptable. What is your freaking game plan when you go into these things? I mean, you had a week you set your starters. You set Kareem Hunt so he would be fresh to have 5 carries in the second half of the game. You all are idiots. Every one of you, everyone on that coaching staff should be fired. Everyone. Now, unfortunately, it was Alex Smith's last game as a quarterback for the Chiefs. He did okay. He did really, really well in the first half. He was playing insane. And then the second half, combining his lack of pocket presence with bad decision making and bad play calling and dropping passes by the receivers, it made for a terrible half. It was a horrible experience. Alex Smith was taking sacks there at the end of the games that he should have never taken. But by the way, this isn't on him. This loss isn't on him. Although he had you have to score in the second half. Some of that has to be on you, but there's just so much blame to go around, and Alex Smith isn't really on the radar there. Unfortunately, it's his last game. I think they're going to move on to Patrick Mahomes, but he played well in that first half, and in the second half, I just felt like the play calling, the receivers, and even his decision-making let him down. It was just such a combination of a great team effort loss. And then combine that with the officiating, just screwing the Chiefs every way possible. They had a horrible game, and I can't understand why. Andy Reid, you're on the watch, dude. You're on the watch. I don't think you should have a job, but I don't know if there's any coach out there better right now. And that doesn't say anything about your coaching. That says that like the coaches suck in general right now. If this were the 80s, I would have fired you a long time ago, and I would have I'd have got Belichick, all right? But no, Andy Reid should care a lot more than what I think he does. And because I don't think he cares. It doesn't, like, his press conferences are garbage. I feel bad for Alex Smith. His receivers dropped a lot of passes, although it's like 5 or 6 times now he's had a chance to lead his team in the final drive, a game-winning drive, and he hasn't got it done. At some point, you got to get it done, and because of cap space and because of he's like 1-4 in the playoffs, I think that Smith is gone, and Mahomes is up. But yeah, this was a horrible loss. Andy Reid not giving Kareem Hunt the ball is that's a fireable offense, honestly, in my opinion. Andy Reid's play calling and coaching in the second half is a fireable offense. They couldn't do anything on offense. They couldn't stop anybody on defense. That spells disaster. Well done, Chiefs. Great effort. See you next year, guys, because we're going to do the same song and dance next year. As long as Andy Reid's calling plays and Bob Sutton is on the defense. And Justin Houston, where are you at, buddy? You suck. The heads need to roll after this game, man. Heads need to roll. People need to be fired. People from the parking lot attendants to maybe. I'm not above Reid getting fired right now. I'm not mad. All right, I know that we're 1-4 in the playoffs. At some point, you got to do better, guys. You got to do better. All right, at some point, you can't accept mediocrity as excellence. At some point, us fans are going to just say, screw this, and stop paying attention to you guys, okay? All right? At least we have Mahomes to look forward to next year. That's something different. At least, and again, if Bob Sutton still has a job tomorrow, I'm driving to 1 Arrowhead Drive. I will be protesting outside of 1 Arrowhead Drive if Bob Sutton is not fired this week. I will be protesting if somebody isn't fired this week. I will be protesting at 1 Arrowhead Drive. All right, do something, man. Win in the freaking playoffs at home. Win in the freaking playoffs. Stop screwing around. Andy Reid, Bob Sutton, Matt Nagy. You all are to blame for this monstrosity of a stupid loss. Screw you guys. We deserve better. You guys should all be ashamed of yourself. I hope that you guys don't sleep tonight. I hope that you guys actually take accountability. I hope that you guys feel this more than us fans do. All right? I hope that it hurts you a lot. I hope that you feel this every day for the next year. I hope this stings. I hope this never goes away from you guys. You guys deserve every bit of this loss. Whose idea was it to trot out these old people who could be my grandpa as the officials of an NFL playoff game? Screw you, NFL.